And is it 2 sessions an hour or like 3 sessions? Oh, well, so, okay, that assumes you only have, I know you probably have multiple trainers on the floor, but let's say
Mhm.
you have a studio in its infancy and you have one trainer. Are they doing 3 an hour or is it more like 2 an hour? It is 3 an hour, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
their schedule allows for 3 an hour.
Okay.
They might not do that for, 8 hours in a row without a break,
Right.
but
Right.
but yes, they coach for hours that would include 3 sessions in an hour. That's a decision that we made, um, back at the very beginning. When I got started, I worked for, about 2 years for someone that, started one of the probably maybe even the first studio in the country dedicated to high intensity strength
Can
training.
you say who? Can you elaborate? What
His name is Brian Gatewood.
Oh, I don't know that name. Okay.
He's do some research and
I
you'll
will.
find Brian Gatewood. Um, yeah, and he was part of the super slow, um, sort of movement that was occurring way back in the 90s. And I really think set up for sure, one of the first studios dedicated to high intensity training. And I worked for him for a couple of years. But when my wife and I went out to set up our first studio, we decided to model it on 20-minute sessions. And that was based on the fact that we were doing 30-minute appointments, but being really committed to the principles of high intensity training and doing that with typically people in their 50s and 60s and 70s. I just found that a lot of my clients were doing workouts that were 16, 17, 18 minutes long that were ideal.
Yeah, it's just like,
And
yeah.
just in looking at the business and how we, make this work for the most people, clients, coaches, future business owners, potentially. Going to 20 minutes just seemed optimal. And we did that at the beginning of our business when it launched in 2000. And we've done that ever since. I think there were maybe a couple studios in the country that were doing a 20-minute session. I think back then, maybe Doug was.
Doug
But
McGuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
But
Yeah,
yeah, we deliver 3 an hour.
yeah, it makes sense, especially with your target demographic, which is slightly older. It makes a lot of sense. And because I see people that do the 20 minutes, but then they only do 2 an hour. So it gives them like buffer for like, if someone runs over, but then if you're doing that, you might as well do 30-minute sessions and just provide more volume. But I do understand it from your point of view. Like it sounds like it makes sense for you. And
Well,
obviously
there's
you've
50% more,
proven that
there's
out.
50% more schedule to work with. when we
Right.
do that.
Yeah. Right.
And so for us, we enjoy the benefit of being able to offer more times throughout times of the day that are really desirable and popular. Um, and also it allows us to keep our prices very competitive compared to other personal training offerings or even other, high intensity training offerings. It allows us to keep our prices quite attractive.